the party agreed as a group that they needed to look into the captain's quarters and find more information on the current mystery and tragedy that has befallen the town of Rhodes. So they decided to break into the guard barracks to gain access into the captain's quarters and office, and managed to find a bit more information. And both Rabbit and Fetch successfully managed to break in and found correspondence between both the captain and the local lord of Rhodes. The correspondence and letters themselves expressed a great concern about the situation currently facing Rhodes, and the Lord's orders were for it to be dealt with immediately. With help and aid from their other allies, they were able to have a hairy but still successful exit from the barracks and managed to escape seemingly unscathed. They then regrouped and headed back to Cadelius's tower, the Mage of Rhodes. He agreed that they needed to help the guards that were further up north that they had found out about recently, and that they should return to the tombs to help in whatever way they can. The group then travelled for the rest of the day to the guards' camp just outside the main entrance of the Catacombs and approached Captain Carrington. But from a small debate, the captain refused to let them help and told them to return to the town almost immediately. Rubber then used Sending Stone that the mage Cadelius had recently given the group and asked the mage for any help or advice or guidance that he might be able to provide. And in a few sparks of magic, the mage appeared in front of you all. And this is where we left off. So, as the message finishes in your ear, Rabbit, it is only a few moments before arcane sparks and light start emanating only a few feet in front of the group. And you see almost like a doorway open up in the middle of this forest space just out of midair. And stepping before you and stepping out from this arcane door stands the mage Cadelius Lyari. He approaches you all and states, "So what exactly is the situation? What exactly is going on?"
We don't really know. Carrington won't tell us anything, but he's alive, and that is good for now.
Okay.
He's alive for now, which is good. Not the other one.
Did it seem that the situation had escalated? Did he seem tense?
DM, did he seem tense?
Well, when you approached him, he was in almost like a meeting with other high-ranking guards and other high-ranking members of the King's Guard. So it seemed quite an intense meeting before you entered.
Yeah, so he seemed busy, at the very least. Right?
Well, I believe there may be more answers to be revealed, and I don't think they're in the safest hands being in just the Crown's Guard. So I believe we must take action. Or at least you all must take action. From delving in further into research in regards to the ancient catacombs near Rhodes, it appears that it's much larger than first expected from what you described to me, from what you all discovered. And it would appear from ancient maps and records near Rhodes that there is a second entrance reasonably nearby. I believe there is a small, almost cove further northwest from here, and there should be some kind of doorway in that cove. So if you head there, I believe that may hold another opportunity for us. But I feel we must move quickly with whatever is happening.
Do you think we'll have to fight more things? if we go in through that entrance?
I have no idea. Potentially.
Well, if it keeps people safe.
Of course. And you see as he looks in the direction of the camp. I must move swiftly, unfortunately. But you all must keep safe. And from my studies, I believe there is a piece of information that might be key to your success. And he hands you over sort of a scribbled piece of parchment that looks like he's written. And from the looks of it, it seems to be some kind of cipher for a language alien to most of you, and quite an odd-looking language, so kind of similar in the sense of what common looks like for you all, but still nonetheless unreadable without the cipher. So I'm going to provide that in chat. So that's for your users.
Ooh, fancy e-prompts.
Mhm. Bam, 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 bam.
Do you know what these were made by?
I believe they were the old language, the language used when this land was not called Midfel, but referred to as Ordea. And for hundreds of years after the Conqueror came and the elves ruled this land and built their empire, the people of this world spoke this language and wrote this language, written in this language. There isn't really a name for it, but when the elves came to help transition the people into their rule, they mixed their language with theirs, and so as a result of the common tongue. So in a way, the language that I bring before you is a distant cousin of our own tongue, if you will.
Cool.
So it's got aspects of Elvish then, yeah.
Well,
So-
the common language that you all speak does, yes. As Cadelius said, they basically combined both Elvish and this ancient language, because that was the common language of Midfel before it was Midfel. And it was used, this language was still used for a few hundred years by some, mainly people that lived further north, away from the southern capital of Midfel. But it slowly started to die out, and more people just started to use the common tongue. So,
Okay.
but yes. So, as quickly as he arrived, you see, quite bewildering, especially for you, Rabbit, with your particular interest in magic. You see as Cadelius turns his back on the group, and you see as his hands start to move in a swift and strange motion. You see light start to emanate from like the very center of his hands where he's moving them, and the sparks and light and energy start to emanate again before it slowly opens into a full doorway. And he just turns to you all once again briefly.
Wow.
Good luck with the adventure, fellows. Wish you the best. And he turns, enters the doorway before it dissipates. And he is
He's
no
so
longer with you.
cool.
He's so cool.
So, adventurers, what do we wish to do?
Do you guys still want to go?
I have no commitment to be staying in Rhodes. Is it Rhodes?
Yeah.
It's Rhodes, isn't it? Yeah.
That it?
Just along for the ride, you know?
I'm happy to go, yeah. Well, I guess I'll lead the way if I know the way.
So, from the directions that he said, it seems fairly simple to be able to find, and it will probably be the furthest you've ever gone from Rhodes, but the directions seem simple enough. However, there isn't, in terms of reaching this place, there is no doubt that you guys will reach it. However, it depends on how successful and how quickly you will reach it. So this is almost going to be like a group skill challenge for you all. So depending on the amount of successes you get, depends on how quickly you reach it. So you all need to present me with a skill that you are proficient in, and then use it in a way that will help the group reach this cove or this grove in the forest as effectively and efficiently as possible. You can be as creative as you like, but obviously the more as a stretch that you use your skill, the more difficult the DC will be. But if you use it in a creative way that makes sense and that will benefit the group, then go for it. And you all need to make me a check, so it will need to be a sort of group success.
All right.
You don't all need to make successes, but as long as the majority of you do, then that's fine.
I am proficient in insight. If I could use that to kind of gain knowledge of, well, this is you said it was cove, right? So it'll be near water.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So
I'll
almost
be able
like
to kind of use my knowledge that way.
Yeah. So it was almost like a how we described it, as you say. So that could work. Okay.
Yeah, like pushed intuition.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's definitely a push. But definitely a good use of it. So I'll say make me the insight check then.
Oh fuck yeah! I love these new dice. That's a nat
Okay.
16 plus 4. That's an unnatural 20.
Okay.
What about
So, using your intuition for where you know where the river, where it is close by, where it should be near Rhodes, and seeing it as you've travelled towards the catacombs itself, you can sort of gain a good guess about the direction of where it will be, and sort of hope to follow it along and towards where you believe that the cove will be, heading further northwest from where your current position is. So that will count as a success. Who wants to go next?
Well, I ain't got shit for this.
I can go next.
Okay. What skill do you want to use?
Athletics.
Athletics. Okay. And how do you wish to use that?
We're in forest, right?
Yeah.
So, like Tarzan.
Yeah.
I'll just run ahead, jump and skip over whatever
Okay.
stuff's in
So
the
essentially, yeah. So
pathway.
okay. Yeah. So somewhat basically using your athletic ability to overcome any physical barriers that this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, make me
Any
a
obstacles or anything, like dodge and dive.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so make me a skill check. Make me an athletics check.
Oh, I think I fell over.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's a 7.
So you try
Natural
and take...
2, but 7.
Okay. So you try and take the lead almost with the group and try and run ahead, but there's a couple of times where you like try and vault over like a fallen tree branch or like a boulder and that kind of thing, and you like try and duck and weave between these bits of forest, but you get the feeling that the paths you were taking to do this might have been a lot more awkward than they were worth, and quite a couple of times you like get your horns caught on a branch and that kind of thing, and it just gets stuck in your horns, so the other group have to like help you get out, or you misjudge a space beneath a boulder to like skim under, and you end up getting like slightly wedged, so the rest of the group have to take time to like help you out. And yeah, it doesn't go too great, but that's one failure, so we'll see how everyone else goes. So who wants to be next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm thinking maybe a survival check.
Okay.
Kind of going down the route of spend a lot of time as a kid playing around in like foresty areas and kind of looking for, I say it's obviously secrets, but in terms of like hidden places I can get into, blah blah blah. So kind of using that to kind of keep an eye out, especially for like things that normal people pass over in terms of like locations and certain parts of like let's say like a walls and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you then want to make me a survival check, please.
At 22.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so as you as a group are sort of travelling along, even though you've never been in this forest before, Tiberius, you get the feeling that it's very, because your home isn't very far from Rhodes, and you get the feeling they're very similar type woods from like the trees and the sort of general geography of the land. And so it seems almost familiar. And alongside Rabbit, you sort of try and take the group more sort of downhill, hopefully towards water. And both as a group, you soon find the river and soon make your way upstream, hoping to find where this leads and towards northwest. And with your sort of natural capabilities in nature, you manage to easily enough, sort of your natural insight managed to find the right direction for the group. So yeah, that will count as a success. And finally, Fetch.
So I'm extremely proficient in deception. So I'm gonna lie to the party by saying we're doing a good job, and therefore encourage them to keep going, and therefore keep morals up, and therefore we'll get further because we're all in a good mood.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, make me this deception check. Go for it, my friend.
24. Hell yeah.
God damn. Okay.
I'm so
nice.
fucking good at lying.
So, Fetch basically puts on his most, I want to say, almost presidential type voice, and he just becomes almost a natural leader type figure for the rest of the group, even though he's just like basically on Raknok's back at the moment. He's basically just screaming at you all just to keep going and that you're doing really well. Just these really stereotypical motivational quotes. He's basically an Instagram page at this point with just his cringy inspirational quotes. And weirdly enough, it's just getting you pumped. It's just getting you all really inspired and just really want to push forward. So yeah. And without much time passing, you'd probably all say within the last couple of hours, you all managed to find your way into this like cove, almost like open cavern like space as you all head downhill, and the space almost like opens up to you all. And from Cadelius's description, you reckon you've successfully found this area reasonably quickly. So it's almost, in terms of sort of size and shape, it's fairly small space, but it's like a crescent moon in sort of semicircle type area that opens up with the small sort of river and sort of almost small lake that sort of enters into it. But obviously there's enough ground and soil for you guys to move around, and on the cavern walls there's quite thick moss and ivy that sort of drapes down and covers quite a lot of the stone space. So what do you all wish to do?
Well, I think we found it. Anyone want to go first?
Nah.
Yeah. How about the bigger guys?
I can do, yeah.
Cool, great. And I just like stay behind his leg.
Who's coming in behind me?
Calm down. It's my favourite. Just keep on.
Well, I'll be close to the leg, so I'll be
Okay.
fairly close. Second in.
Okay. Well, I guess I go in.
Okay. So, Raknok, you head on into and enter into this almost open cavern-like space. And as I was describing before, just in front of you, there just seems to be just cavern wall and moss and ivy sort of covering most of the stone. So there doesn't seem to be, at the moment, an very obvious opening or like a doorway currently. But
Right.
so at the moment you're still kind of just out in the forest, but in this small open grove. So you're looking around. Make me a perception check, please.
That'll be perception. 19.
19. Nice.
Yeah.
So
Do
you see
might as well have
behind.
dark vision.
think they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
Yes.
It would make sense with them mostly living in labyrinths in legend, wouldn't it? But you know.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah, 20 foot. Oh no. 60-foot dark vision. Yeah.
oh, nice.
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 That's a big dump.
That's pretty good. But yeah, so Raknak, you sort of delve further into this space and start to look more closely at these walls, see if you can find any entranceway or anything that seems obvious. And behind a sort of a thick patch of moss, just on the corner of it, you can see what seems to be almost be like writing or something behind the moss itself, etched into the stone. You can't see it fully, but there's obviously something behind there.
So I'll claw off the moss and so that you can see the rest of it.
Yep.
See if it's legible.
So you scrape away the moss, and very quickly you realise it was obviously a whole, almost paragraph of this writing, similar to the transcript and the cipher that you were given by Cadelius.
Yep.
And on the wall, that is what you see. I've added it onto the chat if it will. Yeah. And that is the writing that you and Rabbit discover on this.
Ooh, do I see it too? Do I see it too?
You were with him, weren't you?
Yeah, you were
said
holding
right
onto
by
my
his
leg.
leg. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm by the leg.
Oh no. Oh, I remember that.
That is the exact same wording of the old thing that we got told about. Should we translate it now, or should we just go further? Wait, where are the other two?
Fetch is just immediately.
I'm trying to decipher it.
By yourself?
You can help if you want. We've got the
We're
cipher
doing it
here.
now? We're doing this. We're gonna do this now?
It might let us in. It might make a doorway if we read it. You know.
Alright, cool. I love this kind of stuff. Out of character, I do like this kind of stuff, but I'm also very bad at it.
Guys, there seems to be a character that I'm missing in this cipher.
Is there?
LMNOPQRSTUVWXYZ.
On the tablet, the third letter in, the third symbol. Unless I'm missing something off this cipher.
No, that's an O.
Yeah. Oh.
Is it?
That's an O. Yeah. It's got a little fish bit.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, okay.
It does look different from the cipher.
No, the whole image wasn't showing for me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cool. Well, I hadn't deciphered any of the others, but now I know the third letter is O.
Bum ba bum ba bum ba da dun da dun da dun 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 da dun da dun da da dun da dun dun dun. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
But we should probably split this between lines for us all, right? Instead of us all.
That's a fucking good chat, haven't we?
Stand by
I mean,
it.
I've got the first word.
Well,
I got the first line.
I'll start on
Charlie's
the
got the first line.
I'll start on the third
Charlie's
line.
got the
Then.
first line.
I'll start on the third line. Then.
There's only 3 lines.
Well, you can do the second half of the first line. If you start from the last letter,
I got the bomb.
and we work to meet each other.
Party synchronization.
Which bit are you doing, Josh?
I got the bomb.
Okay.
What?
Wait, London.
What?
I'll do the middle then.
Well, you can compare notes afterwards.
Okay, I'll go from the back of the middle one. Then, I guess.
Go backwards. I'm gonna read this backwards.
This is a great way of deciphering. This is exactly how they do it in museums.
Bum ba bum ba bum ba ba bum ba bum ba bum bum bum. Doo-doo.
Alright, what's
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
the Ooh, it starts with D and it's 5 letters. It could
That'd
very
be
easily
right.
just be
Puzzles.
very bad.
It could be dicks.
It could be.
Fork F. L. F.
It's helpful that the R just looks like an R.
I like that the M looks like an M, but the E also looks like an M.
Right, I've got the last bit, apart from the last word.
What?
What the fuck is this?
Jewish.
Well, what's up with the last word?
I can't tell. I can't tell if the two characters on the. There's the second character and the fourth character the same letter or not.
Alvin, were you referring to the character that is F?
Yes.
L
Right.
I-U-I-N-G. What? Louis? Nah, I can't be right.
Oh, is there another code underneath? If
Oh,
there's another
I
code
and Y are the same. I'm triggered. Oh no.
Yeah, I've got the last one, apart from the last word, guys.
Wait, what? Oh god, they are. Oh, that's not. We didn't put very much thought into this.
Also,
Lord.
you and V are the same.
Wait, what?
Okay, I've got the last bit, guys.
So there's a word in the second line that says final, but in the I, instead of it being being an I, is a Y.
Oh.
Yeah, you might need to use a bit
It
of
was written.
common sense with this. You might need to use a bit of common sense with this, guys, because some of them
We
do share
don't
the same
have
letter.
any
But
common
it's-
sense.
But it
about-
still says final, even if it's a Y instead of an I, is the thing.
Oh,
It's just been written by a 90s advert. It's fine.
God.
R-I-M-D.
Ah, that's way with a Y.
R-I-M-D.
By the way, audience, this is how stupid we all are.
Hold on, wait, no, you know, it's not
For yourself.
It's like,
Me and Charlie are
it's like, it's not like it's like Morse code, is it? Or like, it's just it's a new fucking
Okay.
language.
I'm joking.
I'm gonna learn to
Yeah,
speak
not
this
smart.
language.
Yeah, tell me
that's
about how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I do actually. So A is pronounced F, B is pronounced B, C is pronounced less than, D is pronounced
Bow tie.
I want to know what a F sounds like.
L'chaim.
Right, what about TH specifically?
No.
Wow.
Two.
It just looks like a button that needs to be pushed.
Robot rock sounds like.
Diddle-diddle-doo-ding-ding-ding.
Diddle-dee-doo, diddle-dee-doo. Robot rock.
Fish arrow.
This is.
Are we doing voice?
Fish.
How's the first line? Someone said they had the first line done.
Yeah, Storm of the Earth.
Storm of the what?
Storm of the Earth.
Stone of the Earth I've got.
Oh, is it Stone?
I also have stone there.
Oh, it is Stone, my bad.
By the way, the end of the
Right.
second line from the third word, it says to their final home.
Was the first word God, yeah?
Yeah, I've
Is
got
it-
guard
okay,
way their
I've got
final
way
home.
two.
God way their final
Yeah,
home.
And the last bit is, I think, Grand
Oh wait, I missed the word
It's,
two.
it's God way to their final home.
to their final home. Grant passage to us living.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's stone.
Stone of the earth. Guard way to their final home. Grant passage to us living.
So this is just people visiting a graveyard, yeah?
I mean, I
Well,
think so.
Jackson, where they go to see Hades in the Hollywood sign.
And then the guy fucks his wife, yeah?
For sure. Persephone.
I don't think I remember that.
I remember that.
I remember that film. To be fair, Persephone was pretty fire.
I remember the extended
Jeez.
edition.
I could not pay attention during that film.
The first one's alright. The second one is dog shit.
True.
Hey, what's the Elvish word for friend?
Belloc.
I'm gonna read this out in common and see if anything happens.
Okay.
I'm still writing this down. Hang on. Karen, I'm paying attention. Just.
Okay, so as a group and with the help of your allies, Raknuk, you translate using the cipher what the runes and writings say on this stone wall, and as you finish the final word, a crack. Oh, hold on, shit. Sorry, my computer decided to. Sorry. We'll cut that bit out. Hold on. A crack suddenly cuts its way through the stone like a bolt of lightning through the sky. From the crack, the stone wall opens, revealing a doorway heading deeper into the earth.
That's where we find Ogre. Have I got? No, I haven't. Never mind.
So, with the space opened up, what do you wish to do, all of you?
Excuse me.
I'll walk in first, I guess.
Fucking hell, Charlie, calm down.
Wait, lads.
We already agreed that I would walk in first.
Yeah, no, but we didn't.
Doesn't Raknuk have the lowest hit points out of everyone, though?
Yeah, I do have the lowest hit points. I'm
Really?
just bigger.
Mine's gonna be Gallivant.
I'm just bigger and scarier.
Haven't you got like a -5 constitution or something as well?
How the fuck did
do
you
I?
manage that? As a minor touch, doesn't that race get like +2 automatically to con?
My con?
Yes.
No, my con is 0. Intelligence is -2.
Me, but in real life.
Charlie was the first to figure out the puzzle.
That's true, actually. But Raknuk then, with you, Raknuk, as you lead the way, quite keenly and quite eagerly, you step past the threshold of the doorway, and as you do, you see a set of stone stairs heading downwards into the catacombs.
Wait. I can't see in the dark. I cast light on my dagger.
I can't either. Can I? Can I see?
No, as a human, you can't. No.
No, I'm not.
So it will only be Rabbit and Raknuk who can.
I've got a torch on me, so I like the torch.
Okay.
Quickly equip the torch.
So, we're alongside Fetcher's lit dagger. And the torch from Tiberius's, the light from Tiberius's torch. You all carry on, and as you trudge on carefully down the worn stone steps, you notice that the air around you very slowly grows colder and a lot more stale, and begins to make the hairs on your arms stand on edge as the light guides you further and further into the unknown. Soon, the stairs level off, and you find yourselves standing in the middle of a cavern-like hallway. The halls and the entire structure were clearly carved and made into what they are, but were obviously natural caverns. And the appearance of the natural stone and cavern-like structure was not fully carved away. So before you, 3 paths lay your way, either onward, left, or right. So where do you wish to go?
Before we even think about doing anything, boys, can someone map this, please? So we know where we're going.
Yeah, Rabbit actually has a journal, so he will map that in game while I map it in real. So what was it? We had
Down the stairs, and then we had the hallways, left, forward, right.
an entrance. Wait, what was left, what was right, and what was forward?
At the
Nothing
moment,
so
you can
far.
just see
3
stone
passageways.
corridors. Yeah, you can just see stone corridor and passageways leading either onwards, left, or right, but all seemingly identical from what you can tell currently.
Cool. Anyone know which way to go?
No.
Who's the luckiest? Who's the luckiest here? I guess I'll do it. Then.
I'm trying.
Yeah, pick the left one.
Going left, yeah. Okay.
Going left, okay.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have
Oh.
to do this upside down if we're gonna go from. Yeah, we went left, so we're going this way. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Time to do a call.
Left. Okay.
We will
So-
go left.
Okay. As a group, you all head left down into the passageway. And I'd say you're traveling for about, I'd say only a couple of minutes really, before the cavern space slightly opens up once again and another passageway reveals itself going right, or you can carry on going onward.
So, basically, right's going to cut us back into one of the options shortly. Because we've
We-
got straight and right from the first time. That's going to cut us back in the middle. Eventually.
It might.
Or we go straight on.
I say if there's no wall in front of us, keep going forward. Just
Yeah.
not first. And I'm
Yeah, that's
pushing.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and quite surprisingly, Raknuk, you feel a small push coming from behind, and you are led onward, leading the group.
Okay.
As you do, heading further and
Hold
further
on.
through
Sorry again,
these
quick
stone
question.
corridors.
Quick question, Tom.
Tom?
Charlie, what race are you again? You're a Minotaur.
Yeah.
So, have you got Labyrinth Call, yeah? So, you can
Oh
record
yeah.
call anyway, yeah?
I can't get lost.
Yeah,
so
just
I can
that's
take
fine.
it
Just
back.
carry on.
Yeah.
Do that.
I don't
So-
really need to do that.
So
but-
realistically, you as a group probably don't need. Well, it might be worthwhile mapping just for player benefit, but in terms
Rabbit-
of
Rabbit will still be
character
mapping.
benefit, yeah, in terms of actual character benefit, yeah, Raknuk, this isn't even a challenge for you. You wouldn't get lost in a place like this. But yeah, so you all head onward as a group, and once again, it only takes not even 2 minutes, not even a couple of minutes before the cavern space changes once again. But this time, you see yourself facing a sharp right turn, leading, sort of curving around a corner, down another passageway.
So, short right. So,
And
stay
then you're
left.
forced to go right, right?
Mr. Right, carry on, and it's just a sharp right on you.
Yeah, just a sharp right corner.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I have
So-
to keep going on.
Yep. So you carry on.
Yeah, cool.
And it soon changes once again, but this time you notice that a set of stairs heading downward begins as the light sort of opens up this space and reveals what's around this corner. But as you sort of begin to start to descend the steps and the light once again travels and reveals more of this space, you see piled up on top of each other, boulder and stone caved in and blocking the way further from this passageway.
It's the
It's like
How
a bust.
much? How much is looking at, Tom?
Should we should we turn around or try and move it?
well, how big's the boulder?
Well, it's not just one. It seems to be caved in by quite a lot of stone and
Okay.
rock. So it's basically fully caved in. You can try and attempt to shift it or move it, but
That's probably not worth it, is it?
well, you can
I
try.
mean,
You can certainly try. Honestly, you can try.
I'm debating whether Rabbit would know if there's a potential cause of a cave in if we pull it all out. With an intelligence.
What's your intelligence?
+2.
I would say he's probably got a good inclination that might cause more issues than it's worth, potentially.
It's kind of hey, maybe
And Rabbit's a naturally cautious person anyway, so
yeah.
but-
That might not be great. We might do some stuff that's not very good. I don't know how solid this ceiling is.
All right, let's turn
Or
around.
how
then.
old it is.
Yeah, let's double back.
Okay, so you all turn back on yourselves and head on back. As you do, obviously, you turn the corner, going left this time, but back on yourselves and heading back down through this passageway. You are approached with the option once again. So this time it will be a left turn, but it was a turn that you met before,
Yeah.
or you can carry onward towards the entrance way where you came.
Left.
You take the left turn, moving down a further passageway. It's not too long moving down this way before you meet another sharp right turn, heading further around.
That's the only turn we get,
So-
right?
Yeah.
So what? So we put the so the right's taking us back towards the entranceway, yeah, like in that
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, if it's the same path, yeah.
got it.
And so you carry on down that passageway, and it takes about another, probably a couple of minutes of travel down these coal passageways before you reach a sort of similar type opening. So now, sort of a few more passageways open up towards you. So either going onward, left, or right.
Okay, so it's different. We're not on the same.
That's the right. No, we're not. It can't be because
There's nothing
left-
forward. There's no entrance.
Yeah, because the right will take us back
So
towards the.
because you've been there,
left,
but
right?
because you've been there before, I'll say Raknuk. I'll say that
Yeah.
you know just from general direction and from your Minotaur trait that if you were to head right from where you currently are, you would head towards the entrance from when you came.
Okay.
Wait, hold
Just
on.
different.
Hold on. We went back from the stairs and we turned left.
Yep.
And there was a right turn.
Oh, no, from your perspective, sorry, it would have been a left turn. It was a right turn initially, but it would have been a left turn on your way back.
No, after the initial. So we went through the stairs. We went to the stairs. We went back. We took the left turn, which used to be
Yeah.
a right,
Yeah,
and then we took another. And then we took a right.
correct.
And then what? And then what's in front of us isn't the entrance.
No.
So it's different. It's a different path then.
But if we go right, we will get back to the entrance.
Okay. That's what's confusing me. Oh, so it's an overshoot. Okay. Yeah, so if we went right, we went back to the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck.
How the fuck is...
What the fuck?
I fucked this map up, I think. Oh well.
It always happens. It always happens in my dungeon crawls. This is what happens.
That's why I don't do it. I let
Yeah.
someone else do it.
That's why you pick Minotaur.
Yeah, but we're all as stupid as each other here. We can't.
Maybe if you made it in Minecraft as I was saying it, maybe that that
Bro.
would be a way.
Not that shout. Go Minecraft.
Oh, maybe I should make a dungeon crawl in Minecraft for us next time.
Oh yeah, that'd be epic.
Adventure mode.
Yeah. Nice. So,
You can spawn zombies in it and all sorts.
Hold on, I've got
Yeah,
a
man.
boat.
yeah, man.
And a
so-
loot chest.
To be honest, Minecraft doesn't lean itself too badly into being a D&D simulator. But anyway, moving on. So, as a group, where you're deciding to head now? So either back towards the entrance, left, or onward.
That's wrong, boys. No point about the entrance, is there?
No.
Well, if we go left, I think we'll either run into the same caved-in stairs, or we'll reach the stairs through an entrance that's not caved in. I think.
Well,
If my
yeah,
map is right, which I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, Rabbit, you've never done anything like this before. So you have. It's very easy to get lost in a very cramped cavern space with very little light. So
I'm trying my best.
you are. And that's what counts. So, what's the decision, guys? Left or onward?
We good with left?
left, yeah.
Yeah, left.
We'll take left.
Okie dokie. So you all head left, heading further down this this passageway. And
Surprise! There's a shit ton of spiders. Maybe giant.
and so you sorry, I'm just making sure to so you head further down this passageway, and this one is slightly longer than the hallways you've been down before, probably taking just a short while longer than before, more than like a few minutes, but still, not a reasonably long time in the grand scheme. Before the passageway opens up into a chamber-like room, hexagon in shape, with 6 walls, one of which you have entered through. Only one entrance, the one that you've obviously came through, and on the wall immediately opposite, carved into the stone walls of this space, you see a giant tree with its carved branches reaching around and almost encasing the entire room in this sort of intricate and beautiful art space. But on each wall, on 4 of the 6 walls to the left and right, you see different carved depictions, and you notice a few similar runes or scrawlings on each wall. And you notice that the main sort of focus of these carvings on the wall directly opposite seems to be like the I'm trying to think of the word. The sort of main. It's not shaft. I don't want to say shaft on the internet.
Shaft.
But basically the main part of the tree, the main bough of the tree,
The trunk.
seems to be on the trunk. That's it. Thank you, Charlie. The trunk of the tree, and that, as I say, that seems to stretch out, encasing this entire room. Shaft. So, what do you all wish to do as you enter into this room?
This is like a real ass tree, right? It's not carved. It's a real tree.
No.
It's carved into the stone. But it's so intricate, and the branches, the branches themselves are carved into this entire room, ceiling, walls, everything, as it seems to almost hug this entire chamber. And as I say, there seems to be more. It doesn't just seem to be the depiction of the tree and branches on each wall. On the 2 walls to the left and the 2 walls to the right, there seems to be different other depictions and carvings on each of the walls.
Can we check, see what's going on, and see what's actually like? Are they depicting anything in particular, or is it just
So on the first wall you go to, it seems to show a depiction of a great warrior with sword and shield in hand, slaying his enemies. His heart and chest seeming cloaked in flame. Next to that depiction seems to be a carving of a great inferno, like a great flame swallowing an entire forest and homes and trees. And furthest along, another depiction showing a home and the inside of a home with a mother comforting her children next to an open and lit hearth. And sort of directly above all these depictions, you see similar runes carved into the stone that were there into the entrance door that you came across. And in the very center of this wall, sort of at just below eye level, you notice a hole carved into the wall about the size of an apple. And I can show you the carvings as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just, produce a note.
Hell yeah. Notes written. Let's have a fat look.
And that it's a much smaller carving than the one you saw at the entrance door, but it's still a carving all the same.
Hell yeah, boys, it's time to spend 20 minutes on this basic puzzle. Let's go.
I'm just writing out the symbols now because it's easier that way.
Dracos. What I got?
Let's say that, Charlie, just in case.
Sorry.
Savoie.
in case what?
Say it. I'm gonna get Dracos out blue. Do you know what I mean? It does say Dracos, so Charlie.
It does, yeah, it does.
Man, let's go for a boss fight.
I don't know if it's with a C or a K.
It
though.
doesn't really matter.
Or a
If
Q.
it's Drasos. If it's a C.
Dracos.
I'm just going to pretend that I think it is Drasos. Fetch says it is Drasos.
Boss music. Dun, 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 dun.
And looking further around the room, Tiberius, you notice on the next wall a similar sort of format and organization to the wall previous, but on this wall you see a depiction of a group of people standing as one, standing as a community, and their chests seemingly lifted with life by the wind itself. Beside that, you see great storm clouds and lightning filling the entire sky of the carving. Once again, runic writing directly above the depictions. And once again, you notice in the very center of the wall a hole carved into it, about the size of an apple, or about the size of your fist.
Oh, here we go. Right, I'll go and do a
Who wants to sacrifice their hand first?
Either that or I send Ray in, but I can't control it properly yet, so it's like, I don't want to lose a dragon like this early in the game.
And
Someone
that's
says
what the
Paul.
stone on the second wall.
Give me your hand.
I put the torch up to the hole in the wall. Is there
It says
any like
Pog.
depth at all, or
Um,
or anything like that?
so you put the flame up to the hole in the second wall, and you see that it does end, but it's probably got about 2 feet depth in there.
Feet? That's massive. Okay.
Well, that's a 2 feet. No, more like a foot, I would say actually.
Yeah.
So not so not as deep. Sorry. But it just seems to be a carved hole into the wall. There doesn't seem any particular anything else that you can really notice.
I've watched you do too many times, so I'm just going to carefully put my hand, see if I can get my hand in it and see if I can rummage around.
Okay. You place your hand in and sort of feel around in the hole. All you feel is cold stone. Nothing happens. And so, as you look over to the other side of the room and look to one of the other walls, you see carved into it the depiction of farmers and builders
Mums.
harnessing the soil to grow plants and trees, to grow for the people and to help build their homes. Beside that, you see the ground itself seem to break beneath the whole community like an earthquake, swallowing it into the very earth itself. Once again, above, you see runic writing above the depictions and above the carvings, but in the very center of the wall, you see a hole carved into it size of an apple or your fist.
Sill?
Oh yeah, we all use hands today, boy. There's enough holes to go around.
Is that the third wall?
Correct.
Yeah, Sill, yeah? Are we agreed that's Sill, or?
Yeah, Sil.
So,
Yeah.
The rather embarrassing to fuck up the three-letter word.
Jokes.
While I.
Gidon.
Is that the final letter?
Get on up,
It's the final letter in N.
get on
Get
up.
on.
Yeah.
It is. We're getting good at these.
Isn't it?
I've remembered what a few of the letters are.
Book to translate now. Get cocky, boys.
And then on the fourth and final wall, with these depictions and runic writing, you see a group of people resting by a river, drinking from it and enjoying the life it brings. So on the fourth and final wall, you see a group of people resting by a great river, drinking from it and enjoying the life that it brings. Beside that, you see a great wave and storm crashing against the stone of a shore, violently attacking the land itself. Once again, runic writing and scrawling above the art and carvings. But in the very centre, notice a hole carved into the wall about the size of an apple or your fist.
So to clarify, there's 4 holes, 4 fish-shaped holes, yeah?
Yep, there's a hole in each wall.
And
Good
is
thing
it
there's
going
4 of us.
With all fists that can fit in there now?
Damn, this thing wants fisting bad.
Nia.
It's hungry for hands.
Oh yeah, the time wizard.
The damn wizard.
Nia.
And
Do I get to choose which ones are eyes and which ones are Ys in that last one? Can I,
I don't think it really matters.
can I just have loads of Ys or an I or an I and a Y?
Jokes.
You should fuck with this by just having like loads of Ys and Is in one word.
It's just
Yeah,
all wise.
yeah.
All wise.
Right, yes, we go. Yeah. Hmm.
So,
Let's fix that.
nice. So what do you want
boy.
us to do?
Hey, we got 4 boys. We got 4 holes. That's 8 hands.
I'm not planning on putting my hand in it.
I don't have hands.
Does your hand even fit? You're like,
Wait, hold on. Do you all, hold on, have you all got them written down? Like, did they make a word put together at all, or am I being a bit too watchable there?
Dracos, Silgin, and yeah, I think. I just assume their names.
Do they mean anything in Elvish?
Thought one of them said Pogchamp.
I know Elvish.
I will say that
That's just some spray paint in the corner. Ancient elven spray.
Rabbit and Tiberius, you can both make me a history check.
Ooh.
I figured they were old words for other
15,
things.
Tom.
I got a 13.
13, what did you get again, Tiberius, sorry?
15.
15.
15.
So, Rabbit, you recognize these names and you feel like you've heard them before. Perhaps from Mama somewhere? You can't quite pin it down, but Tiberius, you have a bit more of an inclination, especially when you're discussing it with Rabbit and as you're sort of going along with the group. And you have heard these names before, sort of in folklore and legend, and sort of when sort of stories that are centered around the old land before the elves came. And you remember that these seem to be the names of the old religion. So you know that the people that used to rule this land their religion was very much focused on the elements and the aspects that it brought, and they very much respected them to the point where whatever they believed in, whether it be gods, spirits, you're not quite sure, you can't quite remember, that they, dedicated themselves to this spirits, and you recognize these names that they associated with the different elements. And that's all you can really recall just from this moment.
Do the walls, the what's on the walls show a different element, primarily like fire, wind, water, and?
Well, yeah, we've got a. What do we got? We got an earthquake, a wildfire, a tsunami, and like a hurricane.
Put your hand in the one that shows the earthquake.
You do it.
No.
You do it.
Look, I solved it.
Wait.
I solved it.
Since that passage earlier read, Stone of the Earth, guard way to their final home, grant passage to us living.
Tom, is there anything?
You've got it all figured out. Stick your hand in it. I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I assumed that meant the stone that was the entrance.
So Fetch, you put your hand on one of the walls.
Your hand in the wall.
I put my hand on the earthquake wall.
You put your claw-like hand in the wall. Feel around, and all you feel is cold carved stone.
Try putting both of them in there.
Yeah, Tom, is there anything else in this room apart from these? Is there anything else on the floor like that?
There appears to be like loose bits of stone and like soil that seem to have just like built up over time.
What matches? I want to put some of that soil and stone in the earthquake hole. I want to get a little bit of water from my water skin and put it in the water one. I want to put I've got 10 torches. I'm going to burn a torch and put it in the other hole, the fire one. And then I need one for wind boys, so I need your job here. What can we do?
Blowing it.
Blow on that one.
Okay. So
or get ready to...
Tiberius, yeah. So Tiberius says you do the first thing that you described. So as you put this stone and soil into the wall depicting the element of earth, you notice as the carvings begin to glow with a soft white light.
Yeah, boy.
And the branch parts, about a quarter of the branches that are carved into this whole room start to light up and stretch down to the tree's trunk and start to slightly glow this entire room. So one by one, you all follow Tiberius's directions and light a torch and put it in the fire elemental wall, and from his water skin you put some water into the water wall, and very slowly this entire room seems to be lit with this soft white light. And finally, all as a group, you and blow a sharp breath into the final wall. Once again, it lights, and this entire space is like a bright, starry night, almost. And this entire tree just glows on this opposite wall, on this facing wall. And you hear this shift of stone, and it's almost if the very trunk of the tree opens like a doorway.
Sick. Okay then, well, we press on. As soon as we have right ideas.
Just gonna note that in my notebook, in case we need to come again, which I don't want to do.
But yes, so you all approach this wall depicting the great tree, and as you sort of walk through this hidden doorway, the room behind the tree wall is absolutely tiny in comparison to the chamber you were in, barely fitting you all inside of it. But as you all sort of gather your gather your bearings in the small room, you notice almost immediately by your feet seems a very basic and worn down wooden chest in this room.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm
It's
gonna
just like the
open
adventures. I want to go open it.
Open the chest.
Okay. You open the chest, and inside you see appears to be this fairly large item. I'd probably say about this big, wrapped in like these leathers and hides, and sort of on top of it is like you see this little sprig of mistletoe, but with golden leaves and beautiful white berries. But as I say, covered up, you see this weird, almost rectangular shaped item wrapped up quite in thick leathers and hides.
Do we open this now? I kind of want to open it now.
Before that even happens, can I divine sense it, Tom, and check if I can feel anything off radiating off it?
Okay. What can you detect with divine sense?
Yeah, presence of strong evil roaches on your senses, like an odor, and powerful rings like heavily music in your ears. As actually, you can open your awareness to detect such foes until the end of your next turn. But it's anything within 60 feet. I can see. Sorry. Acceptable fiend or undead, etc. Yeah.
Okay. So from what you notice as soon as you sort of tap into this, into the energy of the cosmos and into this divine sense, and you sort of step into that space, what you notice, almost this entire chamber and the space that you're in, seems to be giving you off a sense, but it's weirdly neutral. It is neither divinely good or devilishly evil. It just seems to be very much smack bang in the middle, very neutral space. But the contents of this chest that you're hoping to more focus your attention on, the whatever's beneath the leathers and sort of hidden and wrapped up, doesn't seem to be giving off anything. But the sprig of mistletoe is definitely giving off a quite sharp sense of good, and almost I'd like to say like a almost celestial type nature to it.
So can we open it?
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, open it.
Okay.
I open it.
Okay. So you unwrap like
a Christmas present.
Like a Christmas present, exactly. This strange item, and beneath all these leathers and hides, you see this wooden tablet, beautifully carved, rectangular shaped, and depicted and carved into the wood itself. You see this. For saying that this place is ancient, and for saying this carving was probably made hundreds of years ago, it is surprisingly accurate depiction of the land of Midfel itself. And you see much more some carvings and writings and sort of beneath it, carved into the wood beneath the carving of the land itself. But embedded into the carving of the land, you see 4 gems: one of ruby, one of amber, one of sapphire, and one of emerald, all in different places, embedded into the map itself.
Ooh. Does anybody know like Midfel just generally, or do we all quite limited knowledge there?
I'm foreign.
Yeah, we're at never looked at
Foreign.
I would say the person who's probably travelled the most in the group would probably be between Fetch and Raknuk, I would say. But it seems, in terms of your knowledge, hazy for saying that you're travellers. I'd say the most people that know about Midfel itself would probably be Rabbit or Tiberius, but not a great deal. But you know, it depends on what exactly you want to. What you want to know.
I've probably seen maps before, but
well, as I say, you've seen maps like in churches and in the cathedral and that kind of thing, and in sort of books that you've read, and this seems as I say, saying that this is supposedly an ancient catacomb, this is surprisingly accurate.
Okay. Well, does anybody recognise where these rubies lay, or are they any interest, or I don't know it very well, so I can't really decipher it myself.
I could try. Before that, this is a catacomb, and we haven't seen any dead people yet. That scares me a little bit.
It's a very good point.
But yeah, can I try and find out where the dots on the map respond to?
Yeah, give me, I would say, a history check, please.
Oh yeah, historical boy. Not 8.
No, okay.
That's a 10.
10, okay. So they don't pop out to you immediately, but you do recognize that the ruby gem seems to be embedded on the southern coast, so near the town that you quite know quite a lot about because it's quite infamous, and that's the town of Cliffhook. So it seems to be on the southern coast. But apart from that, all the other gems that are embedded into this stone, into this wooden tablet, you're not entirely sure.
Was it? What was it? It was a ruby, a sapphire, an emerald, and an opal, right?
Amber.
Amber. Okay. Okay. As players, I really, really want to avoid Cliffhook after what happened.
I mean, I'll say that was a different universe. That was a different parody, but yeah, fair.
It's canon, mate.
Hold on, what we're about? We're talking.
In my first ever campaign, Cliffhook got attacked.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
We lost a great PC that day.
Prior to me, yeah, go.
Yeah, it was my first. It was my first character death as a DM. So.
Oh, gee, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Pretty intense shit, bro. Not gonna lie.
Sad.
He was a good man.
Rip Fig.
Too
Fig.
good for this world.
He was. Thank you for blessing us with that creation, Tom, by the way.
What a weird guy.
So. So anyway, swiftly moving on. Yes, so what as a group do you wish to do now?
Is the tablet like? Is it small to be able to be carried and taken away from the catacombs? Yeah. Could it be put
I'd
like
say so. Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to fit it in your satchel. It's big, but so are your satchels, I would say. So yeah, you'd be able to carry it on your person.
Okay.
Is there anything else beyond this sort of little room that we're in now with the chest?
There doesn't appear to be. It seems that this was just created as some kind of hidden chamber, from the looks of it. No other entrances part of the way you came.
So it's called the Catacomb because...
Well, we were. Laeri said it connected to the catacombs we were at the first time.
Maybe that cave-in would lead to it?
It might, but I think we're gonna have to find a way around if we don't want to cave ourselves in. Unless there's no other option. But there's still a path we haven't explored yet.
Yeah, we can keep exploring if there's anything else that needs... Yeah?
So Tom, so just DM wise in terms of the, so coming out of that room where we've just got the tablet.
Yeah.
So it's full walled off in terms of like octagonal. So they've got the walls, but there's nothing else. No other entrances or exits apart from one we came through now.
Yeah. So the room that you were initially in with all the walls was hexagon shaped. The room that you were in currently seemed to be some sort of very tiny hidden chamber in that room, but outside of that, the only entrance / exit out of this entire sort of chamber space was the entrance that you guys came through in the hexagon room.
Okay. So it's based about the way they came, yeah?
Seems to be.
Okay.
Has Fetch has seen the map, right? The stone tablet.
Correct.
Alright, cool. That means if we get it removed, so we get it removed from ourselves, as long as Fetch will still be able to tell us where stuff is.
Eventually, there's going to be a day when everyone's just like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, listen to this.
You're basically a photocopier, to be
I'm
honest.
just walking evidence, aren't I?
You're a lawyer's nightmare, to be honest.
Your Honour, this is exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm assuming then from the discussion, are you guys heading back on yourselves, or are you doing anything before you do?
Is there anything you guys want to do in the chamber?
I think so.
I kind of want to desecrate it.
I really don't want you to do that. Please. It would be really nice to just not do that.
Yeah, but you know what would really be funny? If we did do that.
Oh well.
Never mind.
I'm trying to think of something witty to carve one of the carvings into, but I just can't.
Okay, so I'm assuming then I'll take the assumption heading on back, which is fine.
Yeah, we'll head back to the crossroad we turned out previously.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so as a group, you exit the sort of small hidden chamber and back into the hexagon-shaped room. And as you do, you hear a sort of shifting of stone, and the stone that opened the secret doorway in the trunk of the tree just shuts back into place and goes back in. And as it does, you notice that the soft white light around this space just slowly starts to disappear and soars back to the tree itself before it slowly just disappears, leaving you all in the darkness, only with the torchlight and the arcane light from Fetch's dagger. So,
Is the torch in the hole still lit?
yes, it is.
Cool and good. Well, we'll grab that then.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
point leaving it there.
But yes, so you grab your things and carry on. Raknuk, as you sort of start to lead the group out of the hexagon chamber,
Yep, take him back.
you feel sudden movement beneath one of the stones beneath your feet in the hexagon chamber, and very suddenly gravity pulls down and the very floor starts to crumble beneath you all.
Oh no.
You all need to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Nice.
That could have been worse.
Ah.
Some nice average rolls there.
Oof.
Okay, so first, Rabbit, what'd you get?
Rabbit got a 17.
Oh, okay, nice. Tiberius, what'd you get?
I'm muted, what a dickhead.
Yeah, I thought you were
Oh, I told him so. I got 13, but do I need to roll for Ray, or is it okay?
I'll say Ray's fine. She's probably just on your person at this
13,
stage,
13.
so that's fine.
Sweet.
13, okay. Fetch.
4.
Ah.
Oof. That's right, you got
Okay.
hollow bones, don't fall as fast.
And Raknuk, what'd you get?
10.
10. Okay. So, Rabbit, you being fairly close to Raknuk, you notice this movement in stone before anyone else, and you very quickly jump into the midair, and just as you do, very suddenly the whole floor of this chamber just crumbles beneath your group and party and friends, and everyone just descends into darkness below. You have leaped in sort of midair and sort of catch on to part of the stone, what's ever left and the remnants of the floor around the edge of this chamber, and are just hanging on by a thread currently on a piece of stone. The rest of you have descended into darkness, falling just over 10 feet, your stomachs churning your stomachs and your heart sort of dropping out your chest as you do, as you all land hard onto a stone floor. Fetch, landing rather badly.
Ah, my
than
ass.
most. And Fetch, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bro, that's half my health.
Tiberius and Raknuk, you take 3.
I was going to cast Featherfall as we fell.
Oh, what's up? Sorry, yeah, my bad. I mean, here's a reaction. So as soon as you feel the gravity sort of shift around your group, you just quickly cast an incantation, almost in like a humming quick tune, and retcon that you do not all fall and hurt yourselves. Rabbit, you sort of as your reaction, you jump and hanging onto the wall still, but you just see as your friends, it was plunged into darkness, but you just see them start to slowly float and drift down to the bottom.
And I do several somersaults.
Yeah, so you guys do not take that damage. Retcon that. Sorry. But yeah.
It's okay. I was a bit delayed in...
That's fine. Sorry.
So,
yeah, that's fine. That's my bad as well. I didn't let anyone speak. My bad. Yes. So. Sorry, Rabbit, you were saying to your group.
Are you dead?
No, we're alright.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, I'm dead.
sweet?
Hey,
Awesome.
I cast Mage Hand just to tug on his clothing a little bit.
You feel this sharp tug pulling at you from below.
Ooh, what was that? You're cutting out.
Oh. You just feel a sharp tug pulling at you from below.
Hey! Stop that. Phantom.
So Fetch and Tiberius, as your torch and arcane light light up this sudden space that you've descended into very suddenly, around you, you realise that you guys are in a reasonably small-ish circular chamber, but around you are these sarcophagus-like stone coffins around you, just sort of lined around, and around you as well, just in this chamber space, you see I think so 3 passageways from where you've landed, either heading left, right, or forward. So what do you all wish to do?
The flat forward.
Or if you want to do anything in this strange chamber. And also, Rabbit is still above you, nervously hanging on. Rabbit, your friends seem okay, but what do you wish to do?
Down there.
We can catch him, surely.
He's still got Featherfall on him unless it's been more than a minute. So he'll just drift
it's
down.
still less than a minute. You need to tell him that.
Yeah, Rabbit doesn't know what you're doing yet.
Rabbit.
What?
Drop down, you're alright. You're safe.
Okay, catch me though, yeah? And I let go.
No, you'll float.
You let go, and you just very slowly just start to slowly drift down this space. And it's a bit of a surprise because you're expecting just to drop and be caught by Raknuk or someone, or to fall and land horribly. But yeah, you just slowly drift down.
And you land on your feet.
Yep.
Ooh, that was different. Ooh, do you know any other spells?
A couple.
Ooh, you gotta show me when we're not in the middle of the land of the dead.
Maybe I will.
Yes. What's going on? What are we doing down here?
I think we're following the path straight. Aren't
Well,
we?
it depends on what you want to do. So, just for a quick recap on the description. So, you're in this like circular carved chamber. Around you are these sarcophagus-like stone coffins, just laid out, about 6 of them. And Rabbit, with you down here, and your perception generally is reasonably high, or at least higher than most the rest of the group. You sort of, as you're fairly reasonably close to these coffins, you notice that each one is carved quite intricately and quite uniquely. So not one is the same as the other. Like some is depiction of almost like a leader type person on a cliff or hill, sort of just talking or sort of directing this group of people on the ground below. Another you see like a depiction of someone healing the sick. These sort of depictions, and on sort of one of the facing walls, you do see another runic carving in one of the walls once again. Oh, and I actually forgot to share the. I forgot to share the wooden tablet carving with you as well. Do apologise.
While you do that, I'm gonna go shut my door.
Oh
My
yeah,
cat's getting annoyed.
some dead bodies to desecrate.
Yay! Don't do that, please.
Didn't some attack us before? Don't they kind of deserve it?
Maybe. So I'm going to send you guys 2. I'd probably plan who's translating what, just because there is 2 images and they're reasonably long. So just to give you guys a heads up.
We'll do half and half on one of them if there's 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll send them over on the group chat once again. So this.
On these ones, yeah.
So yeah, the first one is the wall, the depiction, the carving in the wall and the chambers that you're currently in. The second that I'm sending is on the wooden tablet. So you guys decide amongst yourselves.
Wait, who's doing the first one?
Tom, do us a favour. Could you just send the Can you send the code once more? Yeah.
Send the code again, yeah.
Yeah, just because it's hard to put a message on my phone, so I'm like.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Right,
Why are you angry, React, Tom? Why are you angry, React?
It's funny.
Angry.
Why are you angry? Why are you angry?
It's funny.
I'll do the first 4 lines of the second one. Someone else can do the second 4 lines if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I'll do the top line of the first thing then.
So Josh, if you want to do the second line of the first one.
Oh, this second bit's very easy, guys. It's nice.
But
the second one's.
guys.
Ben was doing the first one with you, and you're doing the second line of the first one.
Yeah, cool. Tom, if you get the rights to it, can you put the countdown fucking thing in there? Is that right?
I love puzzles.
I love puzzle me. My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick.
Why'd you give me that letter that's interchangeable with I and Y? My default is always to put Y and then I finish the word and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That's not a word. I've done that wrong.
Because old languages are hard.
Jones is hard.
Ooh.
Life.
I've done most of this top line without looking at the code.
Do you wanna... Okay.
That's quite impressive. Jesus Christ. Maybe you should have played Fetch instead. Jesus.
Yeah, do you want to swap characters?
Oh, for any podcast listeners, this actually might be quite boring. I do apologise, but hopefully these guys will reveal, what they actually.
And the rest of the
translate
show isn't
and what it's
boring.
from. I mean,
Oh, no,
how
it's
dare you, Tom? How dare you? This is great content.
There was a high intensity heist in a guard tower last
There was. These guys are getting a mix of content. Last session, it was a heist episode. This episode, it's a dungeon crawl with puzzles. It's great.
And when will these be uploaded? Like June?
Yeah, next year, maybe.
2022, here we go.
Yeah, boy. 2022 is our year, boy.
It's 2.
I've not even started yet. I'm still writing these out. I hate it. I'm so bad at these.
Them? That's gotta be them, right?
Oh, no, that is there. What's that?
Oh, these. Yeah, it turns out Charlie's right. Once you start like looking at the symbols enough, you're just like, oh, I know that one means yeah, tiki. Ancient scriptures saying tiki.
Okay, I've done the album.
You've done the second line.
Yeah, I've done it.
Right, I'm pretty sure that says honored. Peace. Right, so I've got praise and peace to these HONO. I'm thinking it's honored.
Honored.
You. Yeah, I'm assuming it's honored.
Yeah, and then
Oh. Souls is the last word of that, I think. Just looking at it. SO. Yeah, that's what it is.
so what was it? What was the first bit?
Peace and praise to these honored souls.
And then may they rest in the field. Is it Jord or Jord, Tom?
Yord.
Jord.
Pronounce.
Yeah, Joryd. Joryd, sorry, RD. Okay, cool. So that's that one done. Guys, do you need any further help with the other one? Are you guys on that?
Yeah, can you just do all of mine for me?
It's alright, I've pretty much done that one.
What was the second part of the first one that you did, Josh?
May they rest in the fields, Jord, Jord.
May they rest in the fields.
Field, Jord, Jord. Fuck my pencil.
Peace to Sill. Peace to. Peace to.
Alright, so that was written on the sarcophagus, right?
Peace to.
If you guys want to discuss then what you translated from each carving. Sorry.
So, me and Tiberius got peace and praise to all these honored souls. May they rest in the fields of Jord. Which sounds like a milkshake.
Okay, and Chaz and Tom?
Big
Just
reveal.
From the wooden tablet. From the wooden tablet.
Just Chaz.
We
actually.
give ourselves to the land with these sanctums. Let us bring peace. Yeah, let us bring peace. Peace to Dracos, peace to Syl, peace to Gideon, peace to Nia. May we PogChamp.
Thank you.
PogChamp.
Ancient religion knew of the pod.
Tom, please let them take emotional crit damage from that, please.
Oh god, I'm leaving. If you make me take an emotional crit damage, I'm leaving.
It's tempting.
I'll take real life emotional crit damage and then leave.
That just proves he was playing a very realistic game, Tom. It's so realistic, the fact that you
You take
yourself as a player-
physical damage from being slightly upset.
You mind going over that again, real fast?
May we prosper.
Which bit? All of it.
Yeah, just go through all of it. I'm missing part of the first part.
We give ourselves to the land with these sanctums. Let us bring peace. Peace to Dracos, peace to Syl, peace to Gideon, peace to Nia. May we prosper.
So not PogChamp. I'm disappointed.
It's not PogChamp.
Can you
Funnily
read yours
enough.
back again?
Oh yeah, hang on. May we... It was praise and peace to those honored souls. May they rest in the fields of Jord. Spelt with a J, so Hjord. Hjord.
Hjord.
Hjord. Man hit the wrong while he was scraping that out.
Every time I hit the cush.
Hey, little
Can't
boy.
finish that line, we won't get monetized.
Do you smoke weed? Well, that's pretty cool.
Oh, Patreon's for.
Do you want to smoke weed?
Are we all good to go, homies?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you're in this chamber with the strange tombs. As I say, you can. Different passageways open up to you from this chamber, so either going onwards, left, or right. So, what do you wish to do?
Left is best.
Hang on.
To the left wall, homie.
Again. Okay, so we've fallen through the trap hole.
hmm
Okay, so what are the options? We've got.
So, ahead of you, you could go onward, left, or right.
Hang on. Okay, would Raknuk know which direction the entrance would be at? Like, in case we got turned around from the fall?
Yeah, so I'd say he would. I think. Yeah, I'd say he would.
Flames, awesome.
So if you were to, if there was a passageway that head backwards on where you're currently looking in terms of your direction, that would head in the direction of the entrance.
Okay. So we've got forwards, left and right.
Yes, correct.
So we fell. No, we didn't. Well, we did fall.
Yeah.
But we fell into this room, didn't we?
Yes, correct.
And this room has got 3 directions we can go.
3 passageways, yes.
Okay, cool.
Come in. Left is better, yeah? Is that what we're going, guys? What's the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forward.
Onward.
Onward!
Oh, so onward. Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you guys said left. Okay, onward.
I thought we did say left.
I thought they did.
Do we?
Yeah.
I was convinced we said left.
Wait,
Alright, well, we need
whatever you guys want to do.
do.
Okay, hold on. Votes for left.
Alright, cool.
There we go. I love
How the hell did
democracy.
that happen?
I love democracy.
Oh, joke.
Okay, so going left.
Left it is,
So-
DM.
As a group, you head down the passageway and head down this this hallway-like stone space. And this is definitely the longest hall or passage that you've headed down since you've been in these catacombs, and you're probably walking down this space for just over 5 minutes if any of you were to take a guess or were to able to take a guess. And you soon reach the end of it, and it soon curves into a sharp left turn, sharp left corner. And as you turn and head wherever this leads, it heads down another passageway, and very soon after heading down this way, you see a set of stairs leading upwards. But looking up, and as the torchlight and light of the Fetcher's dagger just shines and reveals this space, you see once again pile of rock and boulder and stone caved in and blocking the way leading up to the top of these stairs.
Fuck's sake.
Is this the same staircase that we saw earlier?
You reckon it would be? Yeah.
What?
I can convey this information.
My name's Ragnarok, and I support this message.
Hold on, so we've elevated then because we've gone down. So on the way to
No, the
the
stairs are going up. From where we are, the stairs are going up.
yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is from when we were in the tree shrine room, it must have been elevated because we've gone down a floor from the trap hole.
Yeah, but we fell. We fell through the trap floor. We're
Yeah,
at loft.
Yeah, but did we ascend at any point on the way around to get there? I can't remember we got up these stairs last time.
No, that was, I think, from my map, which also may be wrong, everything that we did up to the point where we fell was all on the first floor. We are now in the basement. Or B1.
The lower ground
Because I've been
floor.
playing Mystery- because I have been playing Mystery Dungeon. It is B1. As I will now be referring it to.
So the rubble of rocks then, is it the same rocks we came across, or is it another byproduct of that rubble? You get what I say?
It's the same rubble,
Same rubble.
we believe, because it's the same set of stairs,
Yeah.
which Rank has just said.
Right. Okay.
Just in an opposite direction.
Okay. Got you. Okay. That's cool.
Okay.
Back on ourselves then.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Unless, is there anything down these stairs at all?
Give me an investigation or perception check. Your choice.
Yeah.
Depending on how close you want to get, I guess. Or how in depth you want to go.
I'll get close enough. If I see anything loose, I'll be like, no.
Okay. Okay.
What did you want? Investigation or
Perception. I'd say because you say you're getting fairly close, I'd say investigation more than perception.
okay? That is still not very good. That is 11.
11. Okay. So, nothing in particular of any interest. It does seem reasonably identical to, it's a caved-in staircase. It seems reasonably identical and similar. And from Ratcliffe's information, it would make sense that it's the same set of stairs. But as you get reasonably closer, part of the stone seems different. This particular small pebble. But as you get closer, you see that this white pebble seems to be the bone of a fingertip. There seems to be remains behind it.
Ooh, that's gross. That's gross. Ooh. I really hope I don't find the rest of it. And I take a quick look. Do I see the rest?
You can't seem to, no.
Okay, cool.
Seems that wherever it might be, wherever the remnants might be, is probably buried.
Good. The dead stay dead. Let it move on.
Well indeed.
Sure.
So, I'm assuming then you, from that, turn back on yourselves, I would assume.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
We've got it, haven't we?
Yep, so turn around and head on back, and once again heading back down these passageways, you have the option, so you're back into back into the chamber with the strange stone tombs. So once again you can either head left or onward from here.
Ooh, do we want to go left again?
Yeah. Left every time we get left, I think.
Just take every left.
When we go left, we get blocked off by boulders.
Okay, so you head left and heading down this short passageway in the stone corridor. It very quickly and very soon opens into this sort of long rectangular shaped room. Not much, reasonably bigger than the sort of previous chamber, but not by a whole, by a large portion. And you notice that sort of rows and rows of similar stone sarcophagus-like tombs sort of lay out in lines in this room, sort of one by one. And once again, I'd say Rabbit being the most perceptive, you notice that carved into these sort of coffins is each one seems to be very individual. Not as much attention given to the ones in comparison to the chamber you were in before, but definitely still a fair amount of attention. But each one is individual, and from what you can gather, it seems to be depictions of whoever is in this tomb, depictions of great battles and wars and deeds that whoever this person is in this tomb has faced, and either victorious or not so victorious, which led them here. But it seems to be depictions of great warriors, and you probably assume these are probably tombs of warriors of ancient times. And from that, you probably assume. Yeah. And from that, you probably assumed that the ones in the chamber before were probably also people of higher standing in ancient times, all their tombs.
We're gonna walk past them slowly and not wake the dead. That's the plan.
Well, if you're attempting to be stealthy, you can make me a stealth check.
I absolutely do.
Is that all of us, or is it not just one doing that?
Well, if you're
Well,
doing
I
it
wanna
as a
be
group,
stealthy.
Rabbit's doing it. If you want to take, if you want to take lead,
I will, but I roll at disadvantage, so that's why I asked.
Sweet. Now we've got some guy who's mad loud.
Yeah.
I can use him as a
I roll
shield.
with 8 as well, guys, so sorry about
Okay,
Nice.
fair enough.
Meat shield.
Fetch and Ragnar, what'd you get?
Give me a sec.
Like a lot.
that. Like a lot.
23.
Nice. Damn. Okay.
Sorry. Stealth. 7.
7.
Nice.
Okay. We got a good balance across the board. We got a good balance across the board. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We're good. So, taking Rabbit's lead and from previous experience, trying to be as quiet as possible. Raknuk, you're quite large and so struggle sometimes in the smaller spaces to get by, and Tiberius, with your armor on, it's awkward to be slow and quiet at the same time, and you make a reasonable amount of noise, enough for you, Rabbit, to start to get slightly nervous from past experience with tombs and the dead. But as you delve deeper and deeper into this chamber, there seems to be no movement, no strange sounds, or any sights that you've seen before. But slightly ahead in the distance, Rabbit, you notice that that one of these tombs seems to be cracked open, quite by a large amount, and you can see that whatever contents was from seems to have spilled out onto the stone floor.
I will stop the group.
Stop the cab.
Hold up. This is bad. This is really bad. Just want to make you aware of that. And put one of you in front.
You sure it just
And
wasn't the cave-in
I'll,
that caused it to crack? The whole ground shaking. Cracks a bit of stone open.
It does look like, when Fetch points out, you can actually see that it appears to be a boulder that probably landed from whatever cave-in that happened and landed on this tomb that cracked it open as you get closer to it.
Still, just keep away. Keep away from the tomb.
Okay.
And then he grows decaying things.
I kind of want to have a look inside it.
No, you don't.
There's a
No,
big
you
hole in
don't.
it!
Big hole.
Big hole must look.
Big hole must look.
your hand
So Fetch, as you step closer to the broken tomb, you can see that the lid itself seems to have been entirely shattered from the impact that this boulder sort of landed on it, and the entire side of it is just caved in and just shattered and just almost completely open like a broken egg. And looking in the inside as you get closer, you can see this sort of skeleton with its arms sort of just flail out of this huge crack. But on the inside, you can actually see this metal, sort of like a iron shield that seems to be lying on the corpse's chest from the looks of it, from what you can tell from the inside.
This guy still looks pretty dead to me. Do you want to have a look?
I don't trust the dead. No, thank you.
I don't trust the dead.
Just gonna stay, like, directly in the middle of the path, like, as far away, like, equidistant from the dead things as I possibly can.
Okay.
Hey look, there's a gold piece in here.
Not doing it.
So Fetch, what do you wish to do?
Look, as much as I want the shield, no. I shan't touch
Okay.
it.
Okay. So what do you all wish to do instead then? What do you all wish to do as a group?
I will continue on.
What now?
Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. So you join back with the group, thinking twice about it, and delve deeper into this chamber. And as you sort of have explored the majority of this room from looks of it, and as the light sort of reveals more and more of this room as you head on, you very soon reveal the very end wall of this space, and there doesn't appear any be other passageways or entrances leading out of this chamber.
Ooh, a dead end and nothing but the dead in front of us. Let's turn around stealthily and move all the way back.
Okay. Yeah, so as a group, once again, you head back towards where you came. As you do, passing by the broken tomb.
I want the shield.
Tom, I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but you do have Mage Hand.
But yes,
Grab it.
yes, Mage Hand, it's mine.
I'm
Yes,
joking.
no, yes.
I'm
Mage-
not playing.
It's
I'm not
mine.
playing.
It's
I'm
mine.
not-
It's
I'm
mine.
not
That
playing.
shield is
I'm not
mine. Shield's
I'm not a
mine.
party member here,
It belongs to
Tom.
me now.
May I still attempt to stealthily walk
It's mine.
back?
You can, yeah. You see Fetch. Yeah, you see Fetch taking another interest in this tomb, and you very quickly just keep your eyes forward and just keep on moving.
Guys, hear me out here. This shield is shiny as fuck.
Okay.
Unhurried.
Okay. So Fetch, what are you doing now? Are
I
you
need
taking
it.
interest in the tomb, or are you carrying on?
I fucking need it. It's so shiny. I need it. Yeah,
Okay.
shield.
You're gonna be the
I need
shiniest
it.
dead guy.
I need it.
Right. Okay. So you head on over, and I'm assuming using Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Or are you...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you stretch out, and the spectral claw-like hand, similar to your own, stretches out and heads over to the tomb and grabs the sort of rim and edge of this shield and slowly pulls it out. It's a bit awkward, and you have to sort of shift it around slightly with the angle you're pulling out, but you shift it out of this stone tomb and manage to pull it out onto the stone floor. Now you can see it for its full self. You can see that the metal seems to have been quite dirty in its years that it's been in this tomb, and been in this quite dusty open cavern space. So the metal itself isn't as shiny as probably it once was, and probably could do with a clean. But you do notice that sort of around sort of the circular pattern of this circular shaped shield, there does appear to be more runes and carvings into it. But quite a defining feature of it as well is that there appears to be quite a large crack in the metal of the shield as well, that seems to just looks like it almost went halfway through it, and it's quite a deep cut and break in the shield itself.
You got yourself a broken shield
It might have important information on it.
from a dead
And
man.
with a bit of
Sure
work,
hope-
it could be shiny. I scurry back to the party.
Okay. Fetch quickly rejoins the group and is quite pleased with himself at the pretty present he's found.
He's still dead?
Yeah. The dead is still dead. The dead is still dead.
Still focused.
But yes,
You're
so
still dead,
following...
but you've got a curse now.
Shiny.
Shiny. Okay. So heading on back and taking Rabbit's lead, you head out of these chambers back into the passageway. Shortly after joining back into the initial chambers that you were in on this floor. So the only other passageway you haven't gone from the angle that you've entered in would now be left, but it was right initially when we were discussing it first. So the only passageway left, essentially.
There's only one way to go. I hope it's.
Okay. So you take the final turn into this other passageway and head on down it. Once again, quite a long hallway and corridor sort of leads your path, and you're travelling for a good 4 or 5 minutes down this way. Before you reach this stone wall, and initially you think it's a dead end. But as you get closer and the light reveals more about the space, you see more runic carvings into this stone wall, very similar to the initial doorway when you first entered into this space. So I'm going to share with you the carvings.
Here we go.
Just give me a second. These. Yeah, that's it.
Here we go.
Okay, Ryan.
Alright, who wants what?
I'll have the bottom line.
I'll just sit out because I'm very slow at this.
Right, I'll take top line then.
We can translate whatever the hell's written
I've
on
done
my
the bottom
shield.
line already, Josh.
Fucking hell.
Fucking no one then, try mate. Ready, mate. I'll just do what Tom, you want to get when you go challenge?
Yeah, sure, fucking hell, yes, do it.
Oh, jeez. Literally, it was only in fact, how the hell do you bottom line so quick? I got the first letter and you already done it.
Because I know what all the letters are.
He can just read it now.
I've already heard what the letters all are.
It's now his language.
Did you take? Oh yeah, madness.
This episode of Tales of Midfel is sponsored by Puzzles.
Among Us.
Challenge your players.
Oh.
Apart from if they're Charlie, who somehow just learn languages, just like that.
Learn fucking language on the fly. May we out
This episode of Talks
I
with
checked
Dogs is
one letter. I've done the bottom 2 lines and I checked one letter.
nice. It's actually sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Enter code Talks with Dorks and you can get 300 free gems and 1 ultra rare prismatic card ticket.
Okay, so I've done half of the middle line, and it just says "May we leave."
Yeah, sure.
May we leave the D. Oh my God! Do not tell me D.
I've done the middle line already, but.
May we leave the bed? May we leave the bed is the middle line. What did we just do? Okay, which line are we missing, or have you just read it all, Charlie?
I'm just writing out the first line.
Okay, so what's the last line? That should
Ever
have-
rested. Yeah, I've got it.
Nice. Okay, cool. What'd you get?
Grant way for us living. May we leave the dead ever rested.
May we leave the dead forever.
No, ever, not forever. Just ever.
Oh, just ever rested. I'm just gonna look at fetch for quite a long time.
I look back. I brandish my shield at him and then produce what I can of a smile.
It's like a
Very-
staring contest with an eagle. There's just unmovingness.
Sorry, did we read out the full thing?
Yeah.
Just for listener. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it again?
Just
Oh,
to
yeah,
clarify,
Bun-
sorry.
Bun can do
Just
it.
to clarify for listeners, yeah. Thank you.
Grant way for us living. May we leave the dead forever rested.
There's no for, it's just ever.
I don't know why I keep saying that. I didn't scribble it out hard enough. Ever rested.
Okay. So, as a group, translating the runic carvings, what do you then wish to do?
Do them loud, boys. Is there anything else happening?
Yeah, read it out.
Yeah, we'll do it out loud.
So you do, and similar to the entranceway, a crack suddenly cuts its way through the stone, as it did with the entranceway, and the stone parts ways, revealing another doorway and passage with stairs leading upwards, further into the catacombs.
I guess we
we
go up the stairs.
Okay, so as a group, you all head up the stairs, and as you do, the stone behind you shifts and closes behind. So you head upward and onward up the stairs.
Away from the dead.
Yes, so you carry on, and you're travelling upward for quite a while. Probably the longest that you've travelled in a passageway since you've started to explore this space. I'd say over 10 minutes or so, travelling upward these stairs. Rabbit, with your sort of passive perception,
Yes.
you coming from ahead and coming from further up the stairs, as you as a group travel further and further, you start to hear something. You start to hear what you think to be voices, and there seems to be a lot of commotion from what you can hear.
Okay, everybody, shh, and I think I hear something. So I want to try and sneak as close as I can get to like a reasonable distance where when I'm with like clear earshot,
Yeah.
and just listen out and see if I can hear anything.
Okay. Give me a stealth check first, then.
Oh boy, don't fuck me now. Hell yeah, that is a 19 on stealth.
19. So, leaving the torchlight and the arcane light from your group, you head on forward, and you're fairly confident that if there was anyone trying to look out for you as a group or you as an individual, you reckon they would struggle to see you in the darkness of this cavern, and you're keeping fairly still, trying to listen out. So as soon as you're trying to listen actively, make me a perception check, please.
Come on, let's keep this good look going. Not as good. Perception, yeah?
Yeah.
That would be a 13.
13. Okay. So as you get closer, the voices and the commotion definitely get louder. But in trying to depict what they're saying, or trying to listen out for what they're saying exactly, or how far or close they are, it's difficult to say. But they definitely seem to be panicked, and it definitely seems to be quite erratic voices coming from ahead.
Panicked and erratic. Hey, I think someone's in trouble down there. We should go and try and save them. I think that they should be saved.
You don't sound so sure about that.
Yeah, I don't really want to see dead things again, but here we go. And y'all go down the path towards the
So
woods.
calling out your group, you head further upward in the stairs, and very soon the stairs actually level out, and as you're heading downwards, the voices become clearer and louder as you do. Still muffled, so you can't really tell what they're saying, even now, but you can definitely tell that you're getting closer to the source of the voices as well. And you're heading further down this passageway, sort of leveled off ground, and before you, as the light once again sort of reveals this space, you see this sort of caved-in space, sort of this tightly packed rock, sort of blocking this passageway. But the voices are as loud as they've ever been, and they seem to be coming from behind this built-up, caved-in space.
Can I hear the voices clearer, or is it still muffled?
Still muffled because of the rock, but definitely, as I say, they seem to be coming from behind.
Is there any kind of gap in a rock that I could try and either look through, or?
There appears to be a slight gap. Yeah, if you give me a perception check, you're gonna have to do it with a disadvantage, but there's definitely a chance you could probably see through it.
I'll have a look. Okay. Okay, that is a nat 10 plus. What did you say you wanted? Perception.
Perception, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a 12.
12. Okay. So looking into this space, you can see movement and bodies in motion. You can't really tell who these people are, but there's definitely people or creatures behind the door. And as you get close to it and looking through the space, you can tell now that it's definitely people speaking and erratic, sort of in a panic. You can't really tell what they're saying even at this angle, but looking into the room that you're looking into, you recognize it quite quickly, and it appears to be the
the guards, wasn't it?
sort of the ritual room that was in the initial catacombs, in the one that you initially went in at the start of this adventure. And as I say, they seem quite panicked with whatever's going on behind.
So yeah, so it's the guards, and yeah, that are with Carrington in the front, yeah. So it looks like we're the Catacombs.
I've got a feeling that that'll be it. Come on, is there any way to? Come on, you gotta help me try and remove all these rocks. There's gotta be a way out, right? We gotta help them somehow.
Start digging.
Yeah. Okay. So
How
as a
wide's the
group,
passage?
Yeah.
how wide the passage? I would say probably about 6 foot across. So probably just enough room for the majority, for most. I'd say probably all the groups to manage to try and get some sort of aid in this.
Okay.
So because this is quite a time pressured event, you'll need to all make a check for me. There's no doubt that you will be able to get through this working as a group. It's just how quick you can get past it. So if you can all make me a strength check, please.
Oh dear. Ooh. Sing praises. We're gonna see some dead bodies that weren't there when we started looking.
Okay, so first off, Rabbit, what did you get?
Well, my dear DM friend, I got a nice strong 5.
Nice. Fetch, what'd you get?
Get fucked, buddy. I got 8.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And
Good boy.
Rachnook, what'd you get?
I got 19.
That's the apex predators.
19 from Rachnook, okay?
Got some absolute
and
alphas
finally,
up in here.
Tiberius. Tiberius, what'd you get? 23. Holy shit. Okay.
You can throw it himself.
Beefy boy. Beefy boy.
You don't need
Just
our help.
So, as you're all digging through, as you're all digging through and moving these rocks and boulders, some are larger, and so Rachnook and Tiberius have to take and sort of shift it along. Fetch and Rabbit, you really struggle with this, and you tire reasonably quickly trying to get into this and start to hurt your hands and things as you're trying to scrape away at this stone. But as a group, you start to ply away, and you can see more and more of the altar the altar room as you sort of pull it all down. As you do, you can now see behind that the people in the room appear to be guards and Crown's Guard. You imagine probably members of the guards that came with Captain Carrington, and a couple of them. It seems to be about 5 or 6 from what you can tell initially, but 2 of them notice and point out by the gods, what's going on there? And they sort of look and see you, and a couple of them draw swords and start paying attention to what's going on. But they see this just group of kids breaking through the blocked-in cave space, and just look more and more confused. And you notice now, as you notice each pair on two of the doorways in the altar room, using these makeshift boards or tables or wooden boards or something that they use. Both of the guards seem to be holding and trying to basically block out whatever is trying to enter. And you notice now you can see and hear smashing and cracking of the wooden tables. Somebody's breaking in.
Sounds like somebody's breaking
in. trying to break into the altar room and get in and get the people, whoever in here. And the guards are panicking. Who the hell are you?
Don't arrest us. We're your saviors.
And they look around and to see the situation they're in, and they look and see that a couple of you have weapons at your sides. Pick up a weapon. I feel that we've not got much longer. Please help. And as he says those words, the pair of guards, one of the pair of guards, stumbles back and falls over, leaving only the one of them holding the door. And soon after, one of the sides of it just breaks through and shifts and tumbles him back as well. And a number of them undead with green, horrid, glowing eyes and mouth just and start to run into this chamber, ready to strike. And soon after, after that, the pair holding the other door soon break down, and the undead come through. All of them draw their swords, ready to attack. All of you draw your weapons, ready to defend yourselves. And that is where we're going to pick up in the next episode.
This man rolled initiative and everything.
So, thank you all for joining us for this episode of Tales of Midfel, presented by Talks with Dorks. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Sorry for the big brain time with all the puzzles, but we'll include the pictures, I'm sure, so you can join in on the fun. See if you can beat Charlie's record time.
Charlie just became fluent in like 20 minutes.
He just reads that language. He can just read it.
But yeah, so thank you all for joining us. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends if you enjoyed it. Give us a review on whatever you're listening to, or on YouTube. Leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all for joining us.
Ciao.
Bye.
Give us your money.